Hey,
John Nelson. What are you up to lately?
Ladies and gentlemen, since we're on the air now, for the sake of posterity, I just said a gem, and I have to say it again. We turn every fumble into a touchdown.
That's our tagline.
Tagline now.
That's what we do.
And as you can tell, since Keith David's in the middle of the screen, Chris is not. He's not here today.
It's going to be a quiet
day. I got to turn this damn.
It's a quiet place.
I can hear this damn air conditioner through the wall. I got to turn.
Really?
I'm sure it won't show up in the recording, but it's going to make me paranoid that
I don't hear a thing. And now it's just the Matt show. Yeah, that's right. I know this is what you guys want to see. Just me by myself. And guess what? Get it while you can, because the OnlyFans is no longer going to be a regular. Well, it is going to be a regular site. Yeah. It's no longer going to be what it's known for.
That's right.
OnlyFans? Nope. Only Fools.
Only Fools. That's what they got to change their name to. My God, I went away. Now we got 3 people watching.
That's right. I'm telling you. This is what the people
they
want.
show up for the OnlyFans content. That's what it is. That's what it is.
If you go pay for our Patreon, we'll get you an OnlyFans.
That's right. We'll make you an OnlyFans, and you'll send us the content.
You'll send us stuff.
Yep. And but you got to pay for it. We'll set it up, but you got to take care of the back end.
Look, we're going with
the front end.
We're going with the musicians, like the music venue business model.
Right, exactly. You make us money, and you're responsible for making yourself money too.
Well, you're going to play, right? You got to pay.
Got to pay to play.
You got to make your own stage.
Yeah.
I don't see one in your house. You loser. Now pay me money.
Can't make that argument with me.
That's right. Yeah, you do have your own stage.
I got the whole goddamn setup.
Anything that you want, you'll build it.
Just gonna go to Lowe's. I'll be right back. We'll have it tomorrow.
You were the Kevin Costner of homes.
I don't know where.
If you build it,
that's right.
You'll come. And Matt is coming and building all the time.
Every day, baby.
Every day.
Every day.
Sometimes multiple times.
That's right. Sometimes it all depends upon how much work I have to do. You know,
and how much asparagus I had to eat.
And that definitely plays a role too. Got to keep the nutrients involved.
Just go donate the extra to sperm banks. Have we lost any people yet?
One.
Good.
One. Yeah, just enough.
My goal here is to make sure you
leveled
guys
it back out.
I kind of want this show to be like to make you feel better about your regular day. To know that you're doing, even if it's the most boring menial task that you hate.
That's it.
It couldn't be worse,
right,
than listening here.
Than listening to us.
You know, you listen. It's kind of like we're like the rock bottom. We're not like a.
We really should start the show.
We should start the show because my mouth keeps moving. Eventually, my tongue gets tired.
That's right. That's why you need to be stimulating yourself. That's the idea.
Stimulate myself.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Yay! And then wait.
What does that do? Did that blow your mind?
That just happened.
This corner weighing in at 180 pounds.
Darkness, everybody!
You've got a dirty, whorish mouth.
Bunch of fucking amateurs. Am I wrong? No. Am I wrong? Yeah. Okay, then.
Hail to the king, David.
Yeah, fuck it, dude. Let's go, Bull.
If you tell anyone about this, I'll fucking kill you. I'm kidding. We'll come back by tonight. Okay.
Welcome to another episode of the Kickstart with Matt
and Matt,
and that's it.
And there's nothing else. It's
just us.
This episode it's just 2 Matts, 1 cup.
No,
I mean guy.
we got drinks though. That's
multiple. Yes, we have multiple.
Yeah.
Containers full
of stuff,
liquid.
All kinds of stuff.
It's called the fun juice.
That's right.
That's what I call it.
Fun. That's what I call it too. And I call this a great day because Chris is not here.
It's gonna
he decided to stop drinking. It was his choice.
That's true, and this must be what's keeping him.
The doctor told him not to, but he don't have to listen to the witch doctor. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
What do doctors know? Have we learned anything this year?
He has not lived the same life. He has not lived the life. If there's one thing that we've learned, it's that if you stop drinking, you die. Okay?
That is actually a kind of pretty true statement.
Listen,
If you-
I only spit truths. All right.
We don't tell you lies on this show. We've established.
We've already
this
told you
before.
that. We never told a lie.
I never ever told a lie.
Never lied to you people.
If I was Pinocchio, I wouldn't even have a fucking nose. Wouldn't even be the
It would
opportunity.
have gone through the back of my fucking head. It would have gone all the way into my face and out the back of my head because I lie so little, like none at all.
I'm
I
always-
tell so many truths, it's like a black hole of lies. Just goes right back through the back of
when
my
I
head.
when I finally die and I'm facing Anubis,
Yeah.
I'm going to have to make up a lie. I'm going to have to pay my lie debt.
Yep.
Because I have so many truths
Exactly.
that it's actually tipping the scales of the world in the wrong direction.
Anubis is going to cry and beg us for mercy.
Please, God.
I'm sorry.
Please,
I'm
I mean, not God. Anubis is a Christian. Oh God, what have I gotten myself into with these two?
Wait, can I still repent and be saved even though I'm a god too? Is that how this works? Oh man.
I'm already dealing with so much conflict about my identity.
I don't know. I've been standing in front of these scales for a really long time. There's a lot of hearts that have gone on this thing, a lot of blood, and I don't know where we got this feather from because obviously we got the way the
Do you
first.
see a bird?
There's no birds down here. Where'd the feather come from?
Which one's the bird? Osiris? No,
Well, Horus is
Horus, that's what I'm thinking.
yeah. He's a little.
but he's not all bird, just like Anubis.
Well, sometimes he
part-
is.
he's got.
They just give
Human
them the head.
legs.
Yeah, they're kind of like it's almost like they wear their mascot heads.
Yeah,
Sort of thing,
It's like
you
going
know?
to a sports game.
Yeah, man.
That's the
it's
fun
great.
of dying.
I think the worst one to be would be like probably like Hathor because she's like got like a cow head. Like that's kind of
It's like, oh yeah, I'm liking it. Oh Jesus Christ!
because it's if you ever seen a cow in person, you know their skulls are enormous.
Yeah, have you ever seen a cow skull just hanging up
Well,
on the?
yeah, that's
on
even
the
like a
walls of
steer or something like that's even worse.
Yeah,
But like on a regular human body, like talk about some like compressed discs.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
You're gonna
what's
need a
going on?
chiropractor.
They need a chiropractor.
Egyptian
There's no Egyptian chiropractor god, and that they need it. They need it. They were
need the
waiting. They
chiropractor
need
God.
They need a chiropractor
I'm
god.
the god
Yeah,
of balanced spines.
that's right. Exactly.
Come on over and I'll
they
adjust you.
they did not have the forethought when they were starting to create their religion. There, that was a very poor choice. All those people. I mean, even when they would do reenactments and shit, they would always have like a headdress that had some sort of chest piece incorporated so that the shoulders could help support the head. But they don't.
Like a steady cam or something.
Exactly right. That are like a mascot at a baseball game.
Right.
They at least they're like, all right, he's not going to be able to hold this thing up with just his neck. They realize that.
That little floppy neck.
That little floppy neck, they just got those little donuts, those little mini donuts in there holding that thing up. It's going to be a mess. That's going to be a mess in no time. Yeah.
Maybe though, if you're a god, you just have really strong neck muscles.
Maybe you have just like a steel beam for a spine.
Yeah, that's why they don't have a chiropractor.
It's starting to make more sense now. I think I'm starting to like the.
It's like the Terminator. They got Terminator
Yeah,
skeletons. They got
this is it.
endoskeletons.
This is the answer. That's right.
That's what you hear when you start dying. After you get mummified and shit, you're going up into the afterlife.
That's
What the fuck?
Come with me if you want to live.
I don't want to live. I'm a mummy now.
I'm dead. Yeah, I'm all wrapped up in toilet paper.
I'm all my skin's all shriveled up now.
Yeah, this is terrible. I'm all desiccated. Yeah.
My
Yeah.
tomb is in the bathroom.
That's
now.
yeah. Bathroom tomb. Yeah. What else are you gonna do? They didn't have room to put an addition on. It's kind of like when you try and put an in-laws quarters in the basement sort of thing. It's like, well, we either got to cut up the floor to put in a toilet, or you're gonna have to use the one out back. Just squat near the back wall. Nobody sees
We
anything back
left you
there.
a bucket in case it's raining.
There's yeah, exactly right. And if it's raining, make sure you leave the bucket out so that it washes it out.
Right,
Because there's no drain for a sink either.
this. By the way, you'll get about 2 feet of water in this basement.
That's
every time
right.
it fucking
So
rains.
so make sure you time your baths accordingly. Yeah, yeah. Every time it floods,
It'll just be like you didn't even do it at all.
it's perfect. Exactly
Get
right.
Re-dirtified.
That's right.
yourself.
By the way, all these drains back up whenever it floods.
And I eat every time it rains. I do feel the urge to eat Taco Bell.
That's right. Taco Bell definitely is flowing. In fact, I have a garbage disposal in the kitchen. I just anything I don't eat just goes right in the
I leave
garbage
the switch.
disposal.
I leave the switch on.
It's on all
all
the
day.
time. It's like a Sarlacc pit in my kitchen. Just throwing shit right in there. Yep, it's great. It's great.
Boba Fett dying
Boba Fett.
over and over again.
In fact, he's like my little stopper. It's like it's a little circle and it's got Boba Fett hanging up out of it.
This is kind of a great idea to
Yeah.
get this shit because you should sell. Yeah, you should sell like a Boba Fett stopper.
Yeah, I think we have
Garbage
something there.
disposals.
So we got patches. We got to figure out who's going to make our patches.
I thought Patches was some kind of homeless guy that we were going to be
Patches.
talking to next week.
He's the one we're going to throw in the Starlink.
Oh, okay.
That's it. Yeah, yeah. We got to get that squared away so that we can figure this all out because we got
What's
to
that movie?
need fabrication.
The Blob.
Yeah, the
The
blob.
1990s one.
Yeah,
or the
yeah.
80s one. Where the guy reaches
Either
it,
one.
pulls the guy through the sink.
Yes.
Holy shit! That movie was disturbing as shit.
It was different. It was a
Touched
different
on those deepest fears of the garbage disposal.
Yeah, right.
When I was
Exactly.
a kid, I was afraid to get near it.
Well, see, I've worked on this. I didn't have one in house growing up, but we have one here, and I've worked on it several times. And every time I don't let anyone get near me. like especially if I'm reaching down to get
Give me a wiper!
some shit. Yeah, I don't want anybody near this light switch right here because this is what turns out on. And I know as long as nobody touches it, it's probably going to be fine unless we get struck by lightning or something like that. And then all them gigawatts are going to go right through my arm.
Ooh, you're gonna be going. You're gonna be like
Be mincemeat.
you're
baby.
heading to another time period.
Yeah, right. Exactly right.
One where you don't have a hand.
Yeah, handless time period is exactly right. Yeah, but then at the very least, when Anubis weighs my soul, it'll have a little sympathy in there.
It'll weigh a little less, and that helps you. I think
that's all we ask for.
Isn't that why they weigh it? Because it can't be too
It's
heavy.
supposed to be light. Yeah, light with.
we got a low weight capacity up here.
Exactly right. Now, the question is it
Imagine an elevator.
exactly?
This is the afterlife.
This is the afterlife. Is just a shaft of light, exactly coming right for you. Yeah, that's what you want. So yes, we were talking about on the pre-show, I guess it is that a few pieces of news. The drummer from the Rolling Stones has died today, and it's very, very strange that Charlie was the first one to go.
Right, and you don't even think about that guy.
No, I do because he's the.
I think
he's-
about him every night.
I think about him every day. I wonder what Charlie Watts is
I just
doing
wanted
today.
his old hands to touch
old-
my body everywhere.
His old calloused hands from
Old
playing
drummer
drums.
hands.
Playing drums for 50, 60 years, whatever the hell, 70 years probably.
Yeah, I would bet.
So he was I think he was 88, something like that.
I
Or
thought
80.
it 80 even.
Oh, 80 even. That's what it was.
reading.
Yeah. Yeah, but they've been playing since they were, I think, in their 20s, maybe
Jeez,
even
man.
teenagers.
I took a history of rock and roll class in college.
Yeah.
Because why not?
Right,
As
sure.
an elective.
Yeah, why
And
not get the credit?
I saw some old. That was my first time ever seeing original footage of the Rolling Stones when they first came out.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, holy fucking shit!
Yeah, man.
These guys started when they barely had film,
Yeah, exactly right.
and they were just so old. I mean, you couldn't even make out what was on the film. Basically,
No, it's just
just
colored blobs.
I'd take their word for it that it was the Rolling Stones.
Yeah,
of
it's
course
them.
I heard the music, but man, to think and they were probably late teenagers.
Oh, sure. Yeah, they were
at that
really
point.
young.
You gotta be because playing all that and not that it made them more nuanced as musicians. over
Right.
all that
Yeah,
period of
yeah,
time.
exactly
You hear
right.
a Stone song, it's a Stone song.
It doesn't drift very far from the same mark.
They were like that early blues
Right.
to white people.
Yeah, exactly right.
That's
Yep. White,
palatable for the white people.
blues, bleached blues. That's,
Bleached blues.
Bleached blues. That's what we're bringing you. But
Indigo.
if you've ever watched him play the drums, he has the weirdest technique I've ever seen a drummer. No, he plays when he's playing the hi-hat. He gets to when he gets to the beats that he's not hitting the hi-hat, rather than waiting, he lifts his arm up and does this in the air, almost as if his arm is just continually in this motion.
He's a clock.
Basically, and he just it's like he lifts it until it's time for him to tap on the hi-hat again.
That's why he died.
Yeah,
Because nobody changes batteries.
exactly right. The batteries just wore out.
Batteries
He's fine.
worn out. Should have bought Energizer. That fucking bunny's still going.
I'll tell you, Keith Richards.
Maybe that's what they're all on.
He's running off of nuclear power. He's got a bunch of radiation in his body. That's what's keeping him moving.
1,050 years he'll still be here on the planet.
I don't understand how he died before Keith Richards, how Lemmy died before Ozzy Osbourne. All this shit is out of order. Out of order! You're out of order! Where's the sound effect? You're out of order. I can't find it. There it is, the first one. There it is.
Yeah, it's classic. Yeah, with Lemmy, I could understand. Lemmy was...
How?
I mean, he lived a pretty fucking hard life.
Ozzy Osbourne did too.
Yeah, but still,
he snorted ants, for God's sakes. That should have killed him. Fire ants, probably. That should have been it. Game over.
That's true. You got to think on the average, people live to only about 75.
Yeah, but
or 70 or whatever.
Well, whatever. But still,
for a hard life, and don't get me wrong, these guys are outliers. Somehow they are managing to stay alive despite their insanity.
So maybe what it is,
people who don't.
Maybe what it is, it's the mild ones that are dying out.
They're slowly dying
because they're succumbing to cancer and like natural like things that kill people. But these people who have lived balls to the wall their whole life, just throwing any substance that they get a hold of into their body, maybe it's killing it all off. You know what I mean?
So you're telling me I'm going to live forever?
I'm telling you that this things are looking up. Things are looking up right now.
I got a good outlook.
I think we're both going to be all right.
This show will never end.
It's never going to end. We might not know where we are, but we're going to keep doing the show anyway.
Can you imagine those days in the future where we're still, because there's no reason to not do the show.
I was thinking about
we're going to be like old and dementiated. And is that a word? I hope so. So
demented, yeah, I think.
I just want to color it up a little bit.
Right.
Old and demented. We'll still be doing the show, but we won't know when to start it or stop it.
No clue.
And no one will listen.
But by that point, we'll have robots to run everything for us. So all we'll have to do is just sit down and do it.
That would be sick. Oh, that'd be the best.
Exactly.
Best future. Robots just taking care of all the particulars.
Maybe we can make Deirdre like the executor of our wills and like make it like a thing where she gets all of our stuff, but it's also necessary to like field the podcast.
Well, if what we're talking about, I don't know if this was on the actual recorded show or not, but those who are appreciated, most brilliant artists are never appreciated in their time.
Yes,
reap all the rewards.
We did talk about that on the show. I remember. Yes, exactly right. We're going to be people are going to love us once
we're really famous.
We're famous in the future,
and
when
if
we're
you're
dead.
listening to it now, it doesn't hurt to die, but it hurts to be dead.
That's right, exactly. Because then you can't get any of the praise. How am I supposed to have sex with all of my groupies when I'm dead? That's what I want to know.
With a mirror in my coffin.
That's right.
I will never have to not look at myself.
Right, exactly. And just in case anybody sneaks down there to have a good time, I can watch it from the back too.
I like to watch too.
I like to watch. I'm a watcher. I'm a watcher from the woods. But that's
I want my eyes to be put on a shelf somewhere.
That's
so
it.
I can see
that's
stuff.
it.
I want my eyes to be put in a new person.
It's a King Diamond song, right?
That's true. Yeah, eyes on the shelf.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
That's right.
Yep, Emerencia. So, so that's a wild thing that finally the Stones are done. I can't believe it, and Chris can't believe it either. He's silent. He's completely.
He's dumbfounded.
I set up twice to make you and I in our 8-bit melty bead, whatever the hell those things are called. But both times I ended up getting distracted with other things. So it'll happen eventually.
No rush on it.
There's going to be new things, and I'm also thinking I'm going to make a new level.
Oh, that'd be
sweet. Of the screen.
We got
here
the sprites already
for those of you. So
easily.
I think most of you have seen this, but just in case, I'll pop the
if you're only a listener to our show.
That's right. This is completely pointless for you.
Go visit our Facebook page or our Instagram, and you can see all the things we see.
There you go. And
if you want to salt your eyes as well.
That's right. If you're really that hard up for pain and suffering.
I would love to have a fan, somebody who's very good at programming to make us a playable level.
Yeah, I would do it.
And put all the inside jokes in there. But I don't want to make you do it because you got already so much on your plate.
Yeah, I know.
Plus,
I do.
I want the adoration of others.
That's right.
I require people to adore me.
Somebody get in here and fillet me immediately.
Make me feel important.
That's right. Worship. That's right. I want to feel it. I want to feel it.
If you can worship an invisible guy, you can worship a real person. are not worth your time. Don't you hear the singing and the angels?
They love it.
They love this show.
They love it. I'll tell you what we're not loving right now, though. Well, not us. I mean, well, some probably, but anyhow, we'll just get to it. As we talked about on the pre-show, I think maybe we didn't talk. Maybe we no. Well, yeah, because you were talking about it when I went away to turn off the air conditioner earlier. OnlyFans is getting rid of the naked people. Well, they aren't getting rid of the naked people.
What are they doing now? I only bothered to read the headlines because on this type of news is the kind you can only read headlines and get away with it.
Yes, this is true.
Not that important. I don't know who needs to hear it, but I'm saying it.
So the only people it is important for is the sex workers that are getting their employment through there. But anyhow, they're basically doing away with sexually explicit content because, according to them, they're doing this because their payment processing companies, which is like MasterCard and Visa and all this shit.
And what, the Church of Latter-day Saints?
Yeah, basically that all these religious right organizations are coming in and
Visa and MasterCard are religious?
No, they're getting pressure to basically cut their partnerships to say, like, we're not going to process your payments if you're dealing in sex stuff. Yeah, but there are companies out there that almost exclusively deal with these sorts of things. So it's not that it's not available to them, but they're choosing to instead just cut the content, which is stupid because they're projecting like $1 billion profit margins in the next year.
The only thing seemingly that will get people away from the absolute indulgence and greed is somehow religious
Jesus
values. Somehow Jesus can conquer this obscene greed, but that's a stupid fucking reason. It's a worse reason, I would say.
It is
because
worse.
it's imposing your thoughts and values on everybody else, and guess fucking what?
Right.
We are all fine. Even when all the shit, even this might be controversial, but even people who are like not on agree.
Wait a minute now. We're getting controversial.
Here we go. It's time for a controversial statement. Surprise, surprise.
With you. I'm kind of retarded.
Perfect setup.
All right, go ahead.
But in terms of righteousness, because of my belief structure, there is no differentiation between like a murderer and a good person. It's because this life is just it's a matter of purpose is self-imposed.
Purpose is self-imposed. Sure.
What I'm trying to say is, like, yes, as a society and a collective, that's wrong, and I don't want to see it.
Well, but there is a difference between a regular person and a murderer. A regular person,
bodies.
yeah. A stockpile of bodies would be the difference. I'd say
about 400 pints of blood.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, lots and lots of blood. Yeah, but no, I think that it's just stupid that on the one hand, OnlyFans is like, all right, we're gonna straighten up our whole thing. And by the way, guys, attention shareholders, we're going to be really we're set on a straight course to be billionaires by the end of the next quarter. And by the way, we're going to kill like the majority of our contributors.
OnlyFans is basically only known as being
it's synonymous.
It's a sex work or whatever the broadest term.
Right.
What's the kind of the umbrella that falls under?
It's a platform.
Yeah.
It's basically like social media platform for sex workers. Yeah. Exactly.
I guess sex work is nudity based.
Right.
Anything
exactly.
nudity based.
It's so stupid.
But it's like a transaction between two consenting private parties.
But this is the thing. This is the thing. Exactly right. That's the thing that's the argument that they're presenting to OnlyFans.
This is like our most flagship foundational soapbox, because this is what we talked about ever since like day one on this show.
What, sex work?
The porn industry.
Oh yeah.
And the pirates. I think that was one of our first topics.
Oh, absolutely. I will fly that flag till the day I die.
Pirates porn parody. It's just the puritanical insanity of our society that really is appalling.
You might not like it, but everybody likes the naked person.
And guess what? You fucking do like it.
Exactly.
You do like it, because
they condemn it with this hand and they jerk off with this hand. That's how it goes. It's like it's the worst football stiff arm possible.
You got to do the fucking gavel.
Yeah, exactly right. There it is. That's it. Game over. All right. Yeah, just it's ridiculous. That it's the ridiculous part is that it's still happening.
I know it's in this day and age.
This is the biggest issue in the world right now.
You're right.
Yeah, that OnlyFans is allowing naked people.
Let people get paid to do what they want to do.
Yeah, so
Isn't that our fucking isn't that what this country was founded on?
right,
Giving people the freedom.
exactly right. But it wasn't. It was as long as like we were okay with
As long as God's eyes can.
If God can see it, you better make sure it's good.
We should sell some kind of like God filter for cameras. makes it invisible to God.
That's it.
Sinless camera
If
lens.
God can see all things, He's watching everybody fuck all the time.
What do you think he's doing up there?
God loves it. All right.
That's the Anubis is just like, look,
that's Anubis's
you don't
judgment.
want to go up there.
That's right.
All it is just covered in cum, and it's just
everything.
and just the gavel all the time, all day long. Imagine like the Truman Show,
Yeah.
but with everybody.
Everybody's on the
made
Truman
you
Show.
just so I could watch. The world is my OnlyFans.
That's right. I made you so I could watch you be born, and that part's boring. Then fuck and then kill everybody. That's the game.
I
That's
like
what
those
I'm
parts.
here for. God's a horror movie fan. That's the idea. That's what He's here for. He wants everybody to have sex and then kill each other. That's entertainment.
It's not even an overstatement.
No,
If you
not at all.
Read any of the
If
Bible?
all you got to do is dip into the Old Testament just a little bit. He's making people have sex with their dads and their sisters and all kinds of shit.
This doesn't come from just a headline peruse
No.
opinion, by the way.
No.
This
I'll
comes
give
from
it to-
many years of
I'll give it
study.
to you in English. I'll give it to you in Coptic. I'll give it to you in Hebrew. Whatever language you're looking for, I'd be happy. Latin. I can do it in Latin for you. Whatever you want. Just don't know my Spanish that well. I was talking to somebody about that today. But it's all right.
Por favor.
Por favor. All right. You El morons. All right.
El stupids.
But yeah, it's the stupidest move that I've ever seen. But the thing that really made me laugh was the fact that they did the $1 billion projection afterwards. Like, are you that stupid? You're that dense? Did you look at any of your demographics? But what they're trying to do now, they're backtracking. They put out a message the other day saying like that we're sorry to all the sex workers out there. We're scrambling to try and find some alternative. So maybe they're like trying to find another platform that they can then like move sex workers to, but it's too late. There's already a mass exodus happening.
OnlyFans is, I'm sorry, now synonymous with sex work.
Absolutely.
In our
If
vernacular.
anything, they should pull the non-sex work contributors off of there and move them over into a new platform.
I agree.
I mean, they had it. They had the corner on the market.
They did. And
It's so stupid.
and of course, this is very what's the word I'm looking for? It's
Stupid.
timely. It's only going to be encapsulated in this period of time if you're listening to this in the future someday. However, when you and me and everybody else, if you heard OnlyFans and you looked into it, I looked into it a little bit. Like, oh, well, maybe I could put up a channel where I play music or I show off some of the things I know. Yeah, because that's what it was advertised for originally.
Right, exactly.
But I was completely turned away from it because I thought, well, this is known for a sex work site,
right?
And I'm not. I mean, maybe I'll do something a little different on there.
Yeah, you never know. In the DMs,
Yeah, just play naked most of the time.
That's all you got to do.
And all I got to do is forget to put on clothes.
God damn it! I did it again. Luckily, it was in the
crap.
DMs. Sorry about that. I was just watching the documentary about the Woodstock '99. Was it? I think that's on HBO Max.
Not like Jaws 2. It wasn't as good.
Yeah. Well, but that one got fucking crazy. Like they practically burnt down the whole thing. Like because
I would say crazy in a negative sense in that case.
yeah. That's what I mean. But
That's
no,
why
but,
I'm not about Jaws 2.
but yeah, right. Yeah. Everything caught on fire there too. The animatronics all seized up and everything. But no, but they Red Hot Chili Peppers played and Flea played naked. He was completely naked.
Yeah, I've seen.
He's dancing around.
I don't
and
know if I've seen the videos of him just with like a sock on.
I
his dick
did.
or whatever.
No sock.
just
Just
flopping dick.
He's walking away and his dick's flopping between his legs. It's like, hey man, you have at it. I mean, it was like 1,000 degrees.
I'd say like
so.
90% of the people there probably were like minorly, if even clothed.
Well, there was a lot of that was part of the issue too. There was, but there was
Creed quote.
Oh yeah. He's like in the 70s, 60s and 70s, made love to a lot of women, mostly outdoors, in the mud and the rain. It's possible a few men slipped in. There's really no way of knowing. Yep, that's exactly right. Yep. Yeah, they did. Oh, Juan's here. He says that they all used to play with socks on their penises, all of them, and that's true. They did a show that I remember seeing a show. I think they actually did a TV appearance that way once.
Oh wow!
If my memory serves. But anyhow, so they did that. Then I'm trying to think of who it was. God damn it! It wasn't Rage Against the Machine. They did play. But somebody else played. I can't believe it. Oh, it was Limp Bizkit. That's what it was.
Oh,
and they riled the fucking crowd up. And the guys who had been doing Woodstock like forever, like started the original one all the way through this one. Mm-hmm. They came on and they were telling him like, you got to calm the crowd down. They're starting to get crazy.
We want you to channel that Grandpappy Durst.
Yeah. So instead of that, he riled the crowd up more. And then they started climbing.
If you listen to even a second of their music, you would know that would be the worst person to ask help for help.
Exactly. So they kept climbing up. They were climbing up shit, and they were like literally like ripping these 4x8 sheets of plywood off of the the stands that they had the lights and everything on, the spotlights for the stage. And they were throwing them on top of the crowds and surfing on top of the plywood.
Oh my God.
And then it was fucking crazy. And then he's like, it wasn't me. I didn't tell him to do it. But yet he fucking got a piece of it at the end of their set, was floating around the stage or around in front of the stage. It was just, it's like people were getting raped in the crowds, and they literally at the end, they just they just created these giant bonfires. They were knocking over the stands that had the speakers on them because there were so many. It was so huge, this space. It was an old Air Force base. It was so huge that they had all these like sequential speaker towers set up, and they timed them out so that the sound would hit evenly all the way back. And some of the artists were talking about how crazy it was to watch the delay in sound, because it was like a wave, like when everybody would jump to the beat, because of the delay all the way back through. But anyhow, so they were like climbing these things, pulling them over, taking the speakers and everything, and just throwing them into these giant bonfires that were all over the place. Oh, wow. It was fucking pandemonium. And they did not have there were so many people there, they didn't have any way for the sanitation people to come through and empty the porta potties. So eventually they just started like overflowing, and people didn't know it was shit, and they were rolling around in it because they thought it was mud, and they had it all over themselves, and some people had it in their fucking mouths. It was terrible. It was terrible.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
And you're basically describing what it's like to listen to the show.
Oh, it was, yeah, exactly right. It was so bad. Oh, Sean's here. Hi, Sean. Sean says he remembers watching it on MTV. Yes, exactly. Yeah, they played break stuff, and that's when everything just went terrible. It was, but it's a wild documentary. It's worth a watch. It's worth a watch because it definitely
it's worth watching people spitting shit out of their mouths.
My God. It was
hours and hours.
Yeah, it was just like, it was crazy. And it starts out, fucking James Brown played that.
Oh shit.
It's like the mix of artists was really weird.
James Brown.
Fucking Joel was there. Sheryl Crow, I think. It's just like, what the fuck? And then everybody, in fact, like at one point MTV like evacuated because all of
we gotta get out of here. Let's go crazy.
It was because like that was right around the time when everybody started 99. So it was right around when boy bands were really big. And so MTV had started catering in that direction towards pop bands, basically. And all the people who had grown up on rock music on MTV watching the music videos and stuff were pissed off that now they were catering like towards their little sisters.
Oh, that had they gotten a glimpse into 20 more years.
Exactly right. And so
Holy
but
shit.
Carson Daly was there at the thing, and people were throwing so much stuff at him that he had to leave. He couldn't stand. He was supposed to stand on the side.
Shit. He looked like a giant piece of shit.
Like he's standing there with his microphone talking, and it looks like someone has like a hose full of garbage, and they're just spraying him with it. It's like an unending wave of bottles and all kinds of shit. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like I've watched so many like festival videos and stuff to see different bands playing songs and stuff, and there, people throw shit on stage. You got beach balls bouncing around, people throwing their empty bottles or their full bottles or whatever onto the stage.
Yeah.
This was like, I'm dead serious. It was like it was a flock of garbage that migrated straight into his head. It was crazy. Yeah.
It's like the entire audience was seagulls.
And exactly right. The only thing I could think of the whole time was him. And remember on Chappelle's show when like he does that thing where he looks into the future and he shows Carson Daly still hosting like Total Request Live, and he's like all old, he barely has any hair. And he's like, "Why are you people still watching this show?" Like that's all I could think of the whole time I was watching him get pelted by garbage. Like this is going to be it. This is going to be your life here.
Imagine that. I mean, honestly, getting pelted by garbage should be probably the most exciting thing about your day or your job. Yeah. When you're a host, all you need to do. And trust me, I'm a shitty internet host of a shitty internet show.
Take it from me.
Take it from me, a professional.
I'm a seasoned veteran.
All you need to do, and even outside of this, there's no comparison really to being on TV. But when you're on TV, all you need to do is just be fucking completely.
We might be on somebody's TV.
Bland. I mean, maybe somebody's TV. And look, if you are watching us and you're not paying us OnlyFans type salary,
exactly right.
I know what you're doing with us on your TV.
Free for 30 days. All right.
Free for the first 30 days.
Yep.
The next 30
After
days,
that,
it's $29.99
the subscription goes up
per minute.
Right. Per minute. Exactly
it's
right.
Only an hour show, so we got to make our money somehow.
Exactly right. We got to make this back because we're never going to get these moments. We have to figure out how we can get that that fucking Walt Disney thing cryogenically frozen so that we can exist into the future.
But yeah, to round out the point I was making earlier, the hosts have the least amount of skills of any other person.
Of course.
All they need to do is be friendly, look good, and speak the words that are given to them.
Exactly.
It is the most fucking job on the entire planet.
Yes.
Carson Daly doesn't deserve to be clean. He deserves trash all over him.
You deserve to be dirty, and I hope you burn in hell.
Yes, you deserve the trash.
I'll tell you what you all deserve is some weird news.
Yes, you do. Especially this week.
All right, internet people.
All of our friends.
Hello, friends.
And Sean is here.
Sean's here.
Usually, Sean doesn't get a chance to
check
us out
catch us on the playback, so it's nice to have him witness this garbage as it happens.
Watch it. You're like the Carson Daly now.
Exactly.
And we are the crowd.
You're Carson Daly.
You're talentless.
Look at me. You're Carson Daly now.
That's Tom Hanks' new role.
Sean says you have a government job. You couldn't count the money we gave you anyway.
It's like you guys have all given me my lifestyle, and I thank you. I thank you, boys, for all
right. We
that.
couldn't have it without you.
I couldn't be all this wealthy for no good goddamn reason. I guess the only other person who's less skilled than Carson Daly would be me.
There you go. At least you got that going for you.
Yes, we have a new graphic here.
Yeah, we've got the graphic with the weird news.
Chris is out getting our next week's weird news stories in the
he's out making them.
outer dimension of the world. He's creating. He's like quantum leaping into different bodies and around the world, and he's just creating weird scenarios.
That's it. He's just trying to create chaos as he always does.
Oh man, probably nobody even gets that reference.
No, it's okay.
Actually, the people watching just this part, they probably do.
They'll understand. Well, yeah, nobody else is going to hear it unless you're watching the show. You don't know what this part is. The in between parts. That's what we call this.
The in between parts.
This is the cleavage of the show. This is what we love. All right. I don't know about all you, but cleavage is really where it's at for me. Wherever it's at, if there's some cleavage, as long as I prefer there not to be any hair involved.
If you don't have cleavage, right, you need boundaries and ends, the beginnings and ends. Otherwise, you're like a Tetsuo flesh monster.
Yes, exactly.
It's
It's the
no
meeting,
boundaries.
the meeting of masses. That's really that's where it's at for me. I don't know. I
Meeting of
don't
the
know about
masses.
all of you, but I just wanted to put that out there before we started weird news.
Just so you all know.
I'm all about the cleavage. So, all right, here we go.
Weird news.
Weird news on the Kickstart with Matt.
Help me, Tom Cruise! Tom Cruise used the wheelchair hold me to get the fire off me! Oh, help me, Oprah Winfrey! Ah!
A tarantula enjoys a fine chewing gum. A human torch is denied a bank loan. The arsonist has fought the ship.
And now with this week's weird news, here's Matt.
For our first story here, as Matt tries to position Ghost Chris, that's about as good as it's going to get.
That's
Just have him
like the
sit
Jack
over there.
Nicholson movie.
That's
That's as
it.
good as it gets right there.
That's as good as it gets. All right, so for all of you on the video, you're going to get the privilege of getting to see the whole thing here too. I got to figure out how to make these screens equal. I can't figure out how to do that. I'll work on that at some point. See, that's too small, and it covers up half my head. But anyhow, that doesn't matter. We're not going to talk about that on the audio part of the stream. So for our first story here, we're heading to Greece, ladies and gentlemen. Alstrati, Greece. So this is one I've been hoping for a long time, and I'm very happy to finally be able to report this to all of you. So Persephone is a tour guide in Greece, but perhaps not the type people are used to. Billed as the world's first robot tour guide inside a cave, Persephone has been welcoming visitors since mid-July to the Alstrati cave in northern Greece. The multilingual robot covers the first 150 meters, which is about 500 feet, of part of the cave that is open to the public. In the remaining 2,400 feet of the cave, a human guide has to take over. So that's
Couldn't you just program her to do the whole thing?
just, I mean, if we got those, listen, we had somebody in a
maybe it
wheelchair when we went to high school. They used to take her up and down the stairs on this little robot thing. You remember that?
They have one of those at the office at work.
I mean, why the hell can't they get a robot?
Emergency evacuation. It's got treads. It's like a tank. It turns your wheelchair into a tank.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
And it has a missile launcher on the front of it as
Well,
well.
what else are you going to do to get the debris out of the way?
There is no time.
There's no time.
Okay? This place is going down, and this wheelchair needs to get out of
Gotta
here.
get out. If you haven't played the very end of Ocarina of Time, you don't understand what it's like having to move boulders out of the way as the castle is crumbling around you. You've got to get down that spiral staircase. Hurry up. I don't know why you can't just jump off, because that kills you apparently. Even when you're right there at the bottom, it still kills you.
That just doesn't make any sense.
The robot was named Persephone because according to one version of the ancient Greek myth, it was in a nearby plane that Hades, god of the underworld, abducted Persephone with the consent of her father Zeus, of course, because he really loved his daughter.
Sure, do whatever you want. What are you going to bother me, Smork?
Yeah.
Get out of my hair already.
Whatever, bro. Go fuck my daughter. I don't care. Take her as his wife. The robot can visit.
That's fucking creepy. It's
Yup.
Persephone is somehow closer to Hades.
Yeah.
So therefore, let's name this robot after this
It's a great idea.
poor victim of arranged marriage or whatever it was.
It's true. Well, it wasn't. I guess it was kind of. It was more like
Like an apathetic kidnap.
yeah. He's like, yeah, whatever. Go ahead. Yeah.
Fine. What are you gonna just?
I don't
Shut
care.
up already.
I don't
God, what are you-
care. I don't care.
Why are you still talking?
Yeah, exactly
Okay?
right.
I got stuff to do.
Trying to throw lightning bolts and turn into gold dust so I can impregnate mortal women.
I'm trying to break out of my father's stomach.
Yeah, not anymore. He never had to. Only Hades had to. He was stuck in there for a while.
You don't know what it's like. That's why I live down here under the ground.
That's right. That's actually because he drew the shortest lot. That's the reason why.
Seriously?
Yes.
He drew the shortest lot, and he had to end up in the fucking underworld.
Zeus cut 3 lots. And so one was the small, the medium, and the large. The small was for Hades. The medium was for the ocean. and or rather, the small was for the underworld, which then became synonymous with the name of Hades. Then there was the medium, which was the ocean, and then the tallest one was to rule Olympus.
I get the fluffy cloud version.
And surprise, surprise, guess what? Which one was left at the end? Yeah, so
But at least Hades gets to live down there with the 3-headed John Candy.
yeah, exactly right. That's what it's all about. Those planes, trains, and automobiles.
I call that a winner.
I call that heaven right there. So so the robot can give a part of its tour in 33 languages and interact at a basic level with visitors in 3 languages. It can also answer 33 different questions. But unfortunately,
you got to play 20 questions to figure out what they are.
Unfortunately, only in Greek.
Oh, fuck.
Yes, what are we gonna do? Even the gods cannot help us now.
The gods are robots.
Nikos Kartalis, that's it. The scientific director for the Allostrati site had the idea of creating the robot when he saw one on a TV guided tour for an art gallery. 17 years later, we got our funds, and the robot guide became a reality.
Grocery store, and it was cleaning up messes, and I thought, let me put that one in a cave.
Let's make that one go to work.
I want to have a guided tour by a robotic god.
That's it. There you
Is
go.
she a god, or was she a mythological?
She was Persephone.
Yeah.
Well, she was the daughter of Zeus. I believe she was a goddess. Yeah.
Okay.
I believe, because I don't think she was human. I don't think she was a demigod.
She had to be pretty cool for Hades to just like snatch her up out of.
Well, it's just because she was
world.
like, it's because she was singing. See, like in ancient Greece, they had this like idea that just below the surface of the earth, there was like it was like a foot or two of earth, and then underneath of that was the underworld. So like when people would die, when they would be in mourning and stuff, they would drop to the ground and like pound on the ground.
You bring it back, you fuckers!
Right, exactly. Because as if that was like that, like somebody like the old lady down below you, like poking with her broom, like keep it quiet up there, sort of thing. It's one of those deals. But yeah, so like she was going through this field. So like when they say she was taken from a plane, they don't mean like a plane of existence. They mean like a field. Oh. She was in a field like singing and going around, and Hades was like, hey, she's pretty hot. And even though she was like, well, we won't get into all of that, but it's like, hey, she's pretty hot. And then so he like peeked up and he was like, hey, Zeus, what do you think about me taking your daughter? And he's like, listen,
like, yeah,
fine, whatever. But then eventually she gets rescued, and then that's the reason why we have the cold season, is when she's in the underworld, everything gets cold, and then when she comes back up to Earth, then everything blooms again. That's the whole reason for the season.
Oh, okay.
Not Jesus, as we've been lied to about.
Exactly.
It
was some
right.
other fable.
That's right.
It has nothing to do with the fact that we're further away from the sun.
Nothing. Because the sun is drug across the sky by Helios.
Right. The sun is
what are you,
just
some
big
kind of
ball
moron?
Lighty light stuff.
Yeah, it's just a hole in the sky. All right.
It's a big old heat lamp for us little chickens down here getting cooked in the fucking on the tray, waiting to be purchased by a hungry customer.
Life is just a big old Instapot, then you die. The robot was built by National Technology and Research Foundation for about $139,000.
Whoa.
The cost of a house, basically.
Jesus.
We already
Look at her. She's not even that. She doesn't even have a face, for Christ's sake.
We're going to get to the creepy factor here in a second. We already have a 70% increase in visitors compared to last year since we started using the robot. People are enthusiastic, especially the children, and people who had visited in the past are coming back to see the robot guide. It's something unprecedented for them, and they have the ability to interact with the robot by asking questions and the robot answering them. Many foreign visitors couldn't believe Greece had the capacity to build a robot.
Little old Greece?
Yeah.
I thought it was a bunch of fucking country Mediterranean bumpkins down there.
What about the goddamn Colossus? How about that? Did you ever hear about that fucking thing? That giant-ass statue that straddled the opening of a seaport? Do you realize how giant that fucking thing was?
That's homaged in all kinds of fantasy.
The best part was they gave it giant fucking balls too, and you could only see it when you sailed underneath and you looked
being
up.
The ball sculptor on that one.
Yeah, exactly.
It's got to be perfectly round.
That's right.
I want him hanging, dangling, just like it's maybe a mild 70 degrees out.
That's right.
I want him dangling a little bit. I want a little bit of the sack, the wrinkle, but not too much. I want him firm. Okay?
Gonna get these things as smooth as eggs. Well, the robot moves along a walkway, passing through an ornate landscape of stalactites and stalagmites. The varied formations can reach 50 feet tall and are seen through the cave in the nearly 1.6 mile walkway, which are accessible to people with limited mobility. The cave is one of the most beautiful, not only in Greece, but in all of Europe. It has stalactites and stalagmites in many shapes and colors, even red. Up from the ashes.
Nobody's gonna get that.
Nobody's going to get that, no. He said the cave was 3 million years old when it was first explored.
When it was first explored?
Yes.
I want a dinosaur. Wow, it's pretty dark down here. Where's my family? Oh no. He's the only living dinosaur right when the meteor hit.
This sucks.
He came back out, everybody's fucking dead. Oh shit.
Trying to kill himself, but he can't get the gun pointed at him.
He can't tie a noose right there. His arms are too small.
That's why he became God, because he just floated. It's like, I'm just going to figure out how to get out into space, just die out there. Then he ends up becoming
Man, do you imagine?
Dino God.
And we only have fossils of dinosaurs, and we just extrapolate what they were. But
Yeah.
what if it could be possible that there's a dinosaur astronaut in another galaxy?
Absolutely. They're perfectly preserved
made his
out in
way
space. It's frozen out there.
No, I'm saying they built a rocket ship and they got out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The Dino space program is absolutely real.
It's better than NASA.
Let's see here. I've lost myself. He said the cave was 3 million years old and was first explored in 1974 by the Hellenistic Speleological Society.
The Goopy Boopy Macaroni Clan. Fuck is that?
I love the Macaroni Clan. They were a team of Austrian speleologists. I guess that means you explore caves. I have no fucking idea.
Certainly doesn't mean that you spell well.
No, definitely not. No, there's an extra E in there for that. It opened to visitors in 1998. Persephone with a white body, black head, and 2 glowing, luminous eyes.
It's like a demon down there.
Look at this fucking picture. If you're watching on the video, look at this fucking thing.
I don't know whether I can place a call on it or I'm going to order food.
I would never, ever walk towards this. If I walked into a cave and 2 giant glowing eyes were looking back at me,
Greek.
speaking foreign languages, I'd turn around and run the other way. Jesus fucking... It's a demon! Run! One of the dinosaurs survived!
If Persephone of 2021 was transported back to ancient Greece,
Hades would be scared shitless.
These fucking people would write legends and stories.
Exactly
about it.
right.
Maybe that's a self-fulfilling
prophecy. That's right. Say that after 4 beers. So she could do 2 more stops, but her low speed slows down the tour beyond the 8 stops of the walkway, which is conducted in 3 languages simultaneously. Persephone's creators are considering ways to speed her up. The robot begins with saying, my name is Persephone. I'm the daughter of the goddess Demeter and the wife of Pluto, which should be Hades, by the way. Pluto was the Roman name. Shame on them for giving...
You're in Greece, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, exactly right.
For Jesus Christ.
Don't use the names of the people who fucking took over and stole your pantheon. Have a little pride. Respect, some robot respect.
You're going to name it Persephone, but you're going to somehow fuck up the mythology later on in the storytelling.
It's so ridiculous. But yeah, so then she says she welcomes them to the under earth kingdom, the Alistrati.
That would be sweet, but I'm not that impressed because basically it's Alexa in a fucking trash can with wheels body.
Right, moves around a little bit. There's got a
kiosk on the front so you can order food and sheets later.
That's also so you can get your photos.
And this faceless fucking glowing. It's this uncanny valley effect of it's shaped like a face.
Yes.
So your brain tells you, all right, there should be a head here.
But the silhouette is like a creepy person, like in a cloak
It
or
is,
something.
yeah.
And with, like I said, the glowing eyes are my problem. Like
yeah.
if there were, like, they have robots that have like a screen for the eye area, and they have two little white dots that move around, so it looks like
Dude,
they're looking.
Yeah, you can
That
get
would be
those in
appropriate.
toys, basically.
But two fucking flashlights shining out from the darkness of a cave, that is terrifying.
it would be mortifying, especially as it's speaking to you as it's coming
Exactly,
up. I
right.
am the daughter
of
the
Demir.
god of the underworld.
Yeah, right.
I'm the wife of the god of the underworld.
Yeah.
That would be creepy as fuck.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's interesting.
But I'm not impressed by this aesthetically.
Boo! That's what I say.
It sucks.
Boo to your robots.
Cave robots
That's
now?
right.
Come on, fucker.
Give me a Twinkie. You got Twinkies in there, robot? That's all I care about.
Something
That's right.
enjoyable.
Yeah, give me something that I like.
But they can make the aesthetically better,
Yeah.
like cheaper, limited AI, like kids robot toys.
Right,
So
exactly.
why does she have to look like a fucking ATM merged with a fucking, I don't know, like a kiosk, like you're going to order tickets to a show on?
Exactly right. I feel like
So dumb.
I feel
And
like
she looks like a slot machine.
Yeah. That's all she's missing is arms. Yeah. It's true. It's
no
true.
arm bandit.
Well, speaking of a slot machine, we're going to move on down under.
Jesus fucking Christ.
It looks like dinner's going to be bland this week. Shoppers looking for seasoning at a supermarket in Australia on Monday had to contend with a large snake that had taken up residence in the herb and spices section. This python was seen on video peeking its head out of a shelf at a Woolworths store in in a suburb northwest of Sydney. I was browsing and turned to my left, and he had come out, and his face was about 8 inches away from mine, just looking at me.
Within killing distance.
Yes, Helena Alti told News 7. Alti, as fortune would have it, is a former volunteer snake catcher, aka an Australian citizen, I assume.
Exactly.
and offered to remove the intruder. It was super mellow.
Get it out.
I'll get him out of here.
I'll get him out, mate.
No problem. No problem. Hey,
You guys need some sage.
that's right. Just need a little sage and some
Rosemary.
paprika. Just sprinkle it right on there.
He sneezes
It'll be
himself
it.
right into a
It'll-
deep sleep.
That's right. Knock himself right out. It was super mellow, not aggressive.
When the Australians are confronted with snakes, they're just like, "Oh, look at that beauty!"
Yeah, you don't have to worry about him. He's just not seasoned up right yet. He's nothing to be afraid of. He's just under seasoned. Anybody got any marmot? What the fuck's what's that?
Vegemite.
Vegemite. That's it. Just need a little Vegemite on there. So it was super. It was super mellow, not aggressive at all. I'm guessing it came down from the ceiling. He was about 10 feet long.
Yeah, not a problem. That's not scary.
Nah, no worries. As long as he ain't longer than my house, can't eat me. The supermarket chain confirmed they had been visited by a, quote, slippery and rare customer. I don't know the snakes are necessarily slippery. They look it like they are.
Rare at all.
No,
Not
it's in Australia especially. Maybe I suppose in the store. But once it was sighted, our team members reacted quickly and calmly to cordon off the area for the safety of the customers. A snake catcher removed the slithery customer, who was released safely. Was it a customer? Did it fucking buy something? Is that why I'm calling it a customer? Who released it safely into the bushland shortly after.
He's got money like in his
Yeah,
tail.
yeah.
He's like, I'm just
Got a little hat and a collar, just like the fucking Chippendales guys wear, like a little collar with a bow tie.
a little briefcase
Yeah,
attached to him.
yeah.
It's like, I'm just coming home from work. I want to spice up dinner a little
I'm just
bit.
trying to make some dinner for the wife. It's her birthday tomorrow.
I know I don't cook a lot, so I'm probably in the wrong section
I
here.
know. Sorry. I'm new to all of this. I don't see any signs. They're not in snake, so
No
it's
signs out here.
signs anywhere. Looking for the salt. It's not known how the snake got into the store. I'm sure there was a fucking
I know.
pressure switch. It was a
Because they're
10
in Australia.
Yeah, they're in Australia. It's a 10-foot long snake, so it's got a little bit of weight on it, enough to trigger the pressure switch. Or if it's a motion sensor. I mean, for the, yeah,
Open right up.
yeah, it's getting right in. Yeah,
Right in
and
there.
the old lady was like, "Welcome to the Woolworths."
Oh,
yeah.
hell.
Yeah.
Well, you think any Australian blinks an eye? Part of the story was the fact that a woman was shopping for spices.
Yeah.
A snake came within 8 inches of her face, and she went,
She was like,
"Oh, that's a nice guy.
I could get this out of
I'll
here.
take care of that."
Yeah, no worries.
You think? I mean, I'm surprised that they even have a policy where snakes aren't allowed in the store.
Exactly right. I'm surprised too.
I assume that going to Australia is the equivalent of going to like some kind of fucking Kong Skull Island type of deal.
It's exactly what it is.
Gigantic insects and predators and beasts.
It's nothing but nightmares everywhere. From the trees, on the ground, in the dark, in the light, the flying overhead, deep in the sea.
Worse than the
light. Exactly.
See it all.
Exactly. At least you'll just gently go into that good night, you know.
Sweet.
Yes, yeah, right, exactly. This
Venom infused good night.
Well, speaking of venomous good night in the sea, next we're going to be moving into the ocean. A venomous creature known as an olive sea snake, to keep up with our snake news here.
More phallic creatures.
That's right.
Coming at you.
And you have no idea how right you are. Which inhabitants of the tropical, they inhabit the tropical coral reefs and can grow up to 6 feet long. They've been reported to have attacked human divers, quote unquote, unprovoked.
Get the fuck out of my house!
Yeah.
Who told you to be here?
Which, even if the snake doesn't bite, can put divers in danger by understandably throwing them into a panic.
Yeah,
the research
up their tubing and
all this stuff. Absolutely. Yeah, you gotta keep a consistent breath. The researchers reviewed available data on the sea snake attacks and noticed some interesting things. The quote unquote attacks mainly involve males during breeding season. And it occurs in the midst of activities like sea snake courting rituals of 2 or more rival males fighting. In fact, it's just a lovesick boy looking for a girlfriend and making a rather foolish mistake. Herpetologist and study co-author Rick Shine said, no, herpetologist. The snakes have somewhat poor vision and are seemingly launching themselves at divers in an attempt to find out whether or not they're suitable mates. They'll just go, hey, there's a big thing over there. I'll go check if it's a female snake. And he said that once a snake realizes its error, normally they'll leave.
So that's actually kind of endearing.
Yeah, they're
a little bit. They're just trying to hit on.
Hey, you want to fuck? Oh, sorry.
Hey, baby, looking real good over there. Let me see. Oh, fuck my eyes. I'm sorry.
Hey, baby. Let me holla at you. Let me holla. That's why Alfred recommends that if you find yourselves in the unpleasant situation, simply stay calm, allow the snake to quote unquote get ready to quote unquote investigate you with its tongue. Then he also noted that sea snakes move so fast you probably won't be able to get away anyway.
This is my policy.
And trying to fight is just likely to make the snake more aggressive. Tell me that's not rape.
That advice is all rape.
Let him just check you out with his tongue. Don't struggle, because it's just going to make him more aggressive.
Just make him angrier.
Since when are we allowing snakes to be rapists?
I guess since they were down in the ocean and people were visiting their homes. But this is yet again another reason for you to stay the fuck out of the ocean.
Exactly right. Stay on dry land.
Have sonar.
But not in Australia.
Yeah, don't go anywhere else but Australia. There's any place is fine. We developed sonar just for this purpose.
Right.
Okay, I know people want to go down there and check it out, but at the same time, I don't understand why people would just assume that it's all fine to just hang out in other creatures' environment.
Exactly right.
And in the sea, for one, you don't have the advantage of the home field advantage of living on land. We're all terrestrial-based creatures.
Yep.
You know, unless you're like around a lion or something, you're pretty much going to be fucked in that scenario.
Unless you're diving with a lion, then you're like, all right, this is
that's fine.
Yeah, you're good. You guys are probably on a pretty level playing field here.
You and the lion are both like trying to get away from a hippo.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
That motherfucker is fast in this water. He's hungry too.
That's right. Hungry and fast.
He's hungry and he's hungry.
That's
Twice.
Right. Twice. Double the hungry hippo. Don't you know the game? Give him some marbles, quick.
We look like marbles to him.
That's right, exactly.
We're here, lion man.
Giant walking marbles.
Yeah, but it is some pretty bad advice.
Yeah,
let it fuck you.
Yeah, just let it.
Don't fight.
Don't fight. Yeah, it's like a bear, you know.
What was that, scientist Bill Cosby?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Dr. Bill Cosby. Well,
here we go.
Next, we're moving on. Ace, this one's for you, for Dad here. A horse preparing for a first race in Kentucky escaped for a 30-minute run on the highway and survived a barn fire just hours later. was really a hell of a day.
The most exciting day for this horse ever.
Well, horse trainer Michael Ann Ewing said that the equine Bold and Bossy, that's the name of this particular horse, Bold and Bossy, not just bold, not just bossy, but both. Was preparing for her first ever race at Ellis Park in Henderson on Saturday when the horse in front of her started bucking, causing Bold and Bossy to fall back and get up without her rider. She said, Ewing said that the 2-year-old horse then fled onto the highway and ended up running on Interstate 69 at the Veteran Memorials Parkway for about 30 minutes before a couple of witnesses and police were able to stop the animal and calm her down.
I'm getting out of here now.
You know how they did it? They dumped water on her and gave her water out of their hands and then eventually unsaddled her.
Throw water on them.
Just water.
As a gift.
There's no snakes in this water, so they'll be fine. It'll all be okay.
For horses, water is both a weapon and a gift.
That's right. Yeah. It's all how you present it. It's all how you present it to him. He said that some of the witnesses who helped capture Bold and Bossy had chased her all the way from Ellis Park. The racing community is so great, he told the Washington Post. The staff, trainers, and assistants, people I didn't even know, just jumped in their trucks or golf carts, and there was a massive search as soon as she went running. Ewing said Bold and Bossy's next round of excitement came only hours later when she was spending the night at an Ellis Park barn that caught fire early on Sunday. Ewing said an unknown hero rescued Bold and Bossy and 6 other horses from the burning barn. He said the horse was taken to Rood and Riddle Equine Hospital in Lexington.
What's up with this?
We
don't have to ask Ace about this.
Exactly.
What's with these two adjective names?
They have to have the pairs. Where she was treated for minor burns to her neck and withers.
She was hot and crispy.
That's right. She was
hot and crispy hospital.
That's right. Bold and Bossy turned hot and crispy. Yeah. But I'd say maybe this horse is psychic.
Good
I mean, she was like, I got to get the fuck out of here. This
like
place is going to burn down.
Like Lassie on the,
exactly
fucking,
right.
of horse races.
Yeah, exactly. The Mr. Ed of Lassies.
The Mr.
Yeah. That's it. That's what you want. That's what you want to have when in your corner. So for our last story here, I'll tell you what you don't want to have in your corner. The FDA has issued a warning, all right, to people not to take the anti-parasitic drug designed for livestock to treat or prevent COVID-19, following multiple reports of poisoning.
Was this Tide Pods all over again? What is going on? Why are people taking livestock medicine?
We're going to get into that. It follows a surge of reports in the Mississippi the health department regarding cases in which people have been poisoned by ingesting the drug ivermectin. Yes, mectin. Ivermectin commonly used to deworm cattle. You are not a horse. You are not a cow. Seriously, y'all, stop it. The FDA tweeted. Acknowledging y'all. Apparently, they used the abbreviated
using
form.
their language.
They did it. Yeah. It's perhaps not surprising that some consumers were looking at this unconventional treatment in a country where less than 52% of the population is fully vaccinated. In Mississippi, where 37% of the population is fully vaccinated, state authorities say they have received a, quote, increasing number of calls from individuals with potential ivermectin exposure taken to treat or prevent COVID-19 infection. The FDA said it had received multiple reports of patients who have required medical support and been hospitalized after self-medicating with ivermectin intended for horses. Taking large doses of this drug is dangerous and can cause serious harm, the agency warned. Although the drug has been the focus of certain experiments last year, the study supporting it as a potential treatment for coronavirus was immediately withdrawn due to ethical concerns, following concerns raised by several scientists. The U.S. National Institutes of Health warned that most of the studies regarding the drug, which has a human ingestible form, featured significant methodological limitations.
This is painting a clearer picture for me because I heard about some kind of a treatment drug or whatever that people were being urged not to take because the studies were, they weren't reliable, and the scientists who actually did the studies came back and they said, no, the data is not. Current, or it's not correct.
Hydroxychloroquine?
No, it wasn't that. It was this. I had no idea that
blueberries, squash, and cucumbers. Who does cucumbers around here? Who grabs cucumbers?
The eloquence. I love it. I miss the eloquence of a president like Trump.
Oh well, it's a toss up. It's a toss up whether it's better not having his garbage floating around on social media with the absence of his nonsense.
It's no brainer for me.
Yeah, I too am okay with the state of things. Yes, yeah, I'll take the absence. I'll find my entertainment elsewhere. But in some cases,
entertain.
yeah, exactly. Many inactive ingredients found in animal products aren't evaluated for use in people, or they're included in much greater quantity than those used in people. In some cases, we don't know how those inactive ingredients will affect however ivermectin is absorbed into the body. The drug to treat COVID-19 has been promoted using a video of testimony before the U.S. Senate committee, subsequently called by PolitiFact as an example of misinformation. Versions of this video still remain on platforms, including Instagram, where the example cited by PolitiFact with a caption claiming the pandemic is a plan to initiate the New World Order and has more than 96,000 views. Instagram has added the label to the video stating, quote, partly false information, reviewed by independent fact checkers.
When there is a worldwide studied contingency for getting sick from COVID.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Called a vaccine. And you want to take cattle worm pills. I don't have anything else to say.
I'll experiment with anything. I'll experiment with anything except the thing that everyone is using.
Right.
And it's always funny when people who empirically believe in the existence of Jesus Christ want scientific evidence that a vaccine works. And with that, we'll see you next time on another episode of the Kickstart with Matt.
And Matt. And one cup.
And one cup. That's right. Wherever it is.
2 Matts, one
That's
cup.
right.
And you.
And you. That's the new title of the show. That's the new title. All right, internet people.
Did we go long today?
Yeah, but a little bit. We 6 minutes? 6 minutes over?
Oh, okay.
Over an hour?
Yeah.
So it's not too far, but we got 4 on here. I can't believe it. I think that's the longest, and Nate stayed with us through weird news for the most part. So that was very
congratulations to you guys.
good job, everybody, for subjecting yourself to this torture.
I know it's a slow Tuesday for you guys.
That's right.
That's what I know.
That's right. We have a little bit of info from Chris. He's going to start doing every other week now, he says. So that means we're going to be switching it up. We'll have some some new guests.
We'll get more into it next time he's on. But Chris's show I went to, and it turned out really great.
Yeah, I watched some video of it.
I was impressed. I was impressed because I only heard scratch tracks, and when I finally heard it all together, and they were all tight and they sounded good. Yeah, like that sound at the West York Inn was pretty decent.
Really?
Yeah, they do a pretty decent job.
Very cool.
They have somebody with a iPad controller on their sound system, going around testing all the levels before they start.
Oh yeah, one of those deals. Yeah. That's good. That's good.
Adjusting as they're going.
Where the hell we were somewhere that they were doing that too. Maybe it might have been that might have been over at the Chameleon Club, maybe. No, it wasn't. It was somewhere else. We were somewhere and somebody was using their iPad to
JB.
Was it? Oh yeah. I think that is where it was.
JB's.
Yeah. But anyhow, that was it. Sean's saying he wants to thank us for turning him onto the midnight. Yes. He says,
I know I'm always turning you on.
The song Jason by the Midnight.
Yeah.
Who chose that? You?
No, that was Zach.
Zach did.
But I'm familiar with the Midnight. Actually,
there you go.
Actually, Greg introduced me to the Midnight.
Oh, okay. There you go.
He's very into that kind of like synthwave, 80s pop sound. It's just throwback kind of stuff. It's pretty sweet. Very sweet.
There you go. Yeah, that's it. We don't claim to have good musical taste. We don't claim to have taste at all. We just talk into the microphones for an allotted period of time. And if you're foolish enough to tune in, we thank you for wasting your time.
I don't even remember what I say.
All I remember is whatever I listen back to. Sometimes I think, why did I say that? Or that was pretty funny.
Something like that.
What is going on here?
We're dementiated.
That's right. We're dementiated all in every dimension that's possible. That's really what we want. So thank you, everybody. Please make sure you keep that cleavage tight keep it in the front and the back.
Don't Tetsuo that flesh. We want to see some
And
vibe.
we want to see it. We want to see the cleavage.
we wanna see
Again,
it.
remember, as little hair as possible in the cleavage, wherever the cleft is present, just eliminate the hair. Let us see it, and we'll be happier. That's really it.
I'll concede to that.
The Civil War is over.
Finally.
See you later.
Bye.